So thank you so much for that. And now you're probably wondering why I'm up at this fancy podium here and why I got rid of Patricio. And it's because the Media Architecture Biennale Student Awards are about to begin. So I'm going to start sharing my screen here. All right, I think we're good to go. So welcome to the Media Architecture Biennale 2023 Student Awards. The Student Awards recognize the world's best student projects at the intersection of architecture, urban design, and planning, media and interaction design, and urban media art. So we had over 40 submissions this year, and it was a difficult choice for our jury to narrow them down to just 3 nominees in each of 7 categories, and of course, just 1 winner. So speaking of the jury, here is our awards jury. So we had some incredible artists, designers, practitioners, researchers in media architecture or associated with media architecture, and you could read their names there. You could see them on our website as well. So thank you to all of those amazing student award jury members. Also our student awards exhibition chairs, Juan and Michelle did a great job at organizing this. And then our student award exhibition designers, Alda, Marcella, and Rebecca Watson. Rebecca designed the online space, the gather space where the student exhibitions are displayed. And Alda and Marcella designed this. So this is one of our Media Architecture Biennale Student Awards. All of the winners today will get a customized video of this 3D award, and they'll be able to post that on their social media. So in the next hour, I'll be your host. I'll be providing descriptions of each category and introducing the nominees and winners who will be connecting, we'll be connecting with to say a few words, as well as jury and awards chair members who will speak about the merits of the works. Okay, let's get started. Our first category, animated media architecture. These are projects demonstrating creative integration and use of light sources on building facades. These projects should add to the communicative capacity of a building and to the experience of the building, the broader site, and the surrounding public space. So the nominees in this category are Blue Box, Cabinet of Infinity, and the Motion Curtain. And the winner is Cabinet of Infinity. Congratulations. All right. So as we watch a clip of their project, I want to invite the winners, Faize Mansourkaki and Zainab Rahimi, to join us to say a few words about the project and thank whoever you'd like to thank.
Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everyone. Based on different time zone, I feel deeply honored to join you here today as the Student Award recipient at Media Architecture Biennale 2023. On behalf of myself and my talented group mate, Zainab Rahimi, who is also here with us online, I would like to express our heartfelt gratitude to the organizer of Media Architecture Biennale and the selecting committee for selecting us and for providing us with the extraordinary platform for showcasing our work and connecting us with the artistic community. We are also immensely grateful for the support and guidance we received from our mentors, teachers, and fellow students. Especially, I want to mention the Professor Sabine Zierold, as they played a crucial role in shaping our project. Our project, Cabinet of Infinity, which serves as our first studio design for our master program, Media Architecture at Bauhaus Uni, aimed to encourage people to visit the Schloss Friedenstein Museum and its remarkable artifacts using a state-of-art media technologies. Our mission was to inspire and engage visitors, inviting them to discover the historical treasure in the museum through a joyful and interactive experience. To achieve this goal, we designed a pavilion with interactive interior surface that seamlessly integrated the decorative elements of Baroque architecture with modern technology. The pavilion showcased four distinct categories of museum art pieces: sculptures, paintings, patterns, and objects. We firmly believe that art has the power to spark curiosity and unite us through shared culture experiences. We truly inspire and motivated to exploring new horizon for us. And in the end, I want to say thank you all for your support and your encouragement. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for this great project. And I'd like to invite one of the jury members for the Student Awards, Cheryl Catterall. Cheryl is a creative director at Moment Factory. And I'd love for Cheryl to say a few words here.
Yeah, I love this project. And I think you really thought from the point of view of the user, from a first point of view, when you talked about providing visitors with a joyful and interactive experience. But where I think it was really successful is that it went beyond this challenge that you set out for yourself and addresses a number of touch points of a successful urban intervention, and then even using the digital to bring the experience to even another level. Something else I really liked is that notion of parametric design and how you actually generated the spaces of each of the four pavilions for the four different types of art pieces that you wanted to showcase. So I think it's really successful. You were able to knit together the urban fabric through a network of kind of touch points. And then you had a unique identity to each one. And then there's an experience both communicating outwardly to the city, but also inwardly to the person that's sort of fully immersed in the pavilion, each of the pavilions, and ultimately kind of driving traffic and driving people to want to go visit the museum. So it checked all of the boxes. The jury was really enthralled with this project.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your compliment.
Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you to our award winners, Faiza and Zainab, and thanks Cheryl for those words, the detailed praise that you gave to this project. I know I'm going to be jumping into more of the details of these projects over the next few weeks when I get more time to really let all of it sink in. There's so much amazing work there. So congratulations, and on to the next category. The next category is Beyond Commercial Media Architecture. So these are projects that creatively integrate commercial interests with civic goals and/or artistic vision. They use media architecture to strengthen a brand while serving more than commercial purposes. So let's see the nominees in this category. Cabinets of Mischief, Doppel, and Transformative Drift. And the winner of Beyond Commercial Media Architecture is Cabinets of Mischief. Congratulations. All right, we'll let their video play a little bit here. And I'd like to introduce the winners. We have Katarina Fuchs and Katarina Bankovic. from Bauhaus Universität Weimar to say a few words.
Thank you, Dave, for hosting this ceremony today. My name is Katarina Bankovic, and together with my teammate, Katarina Fuchs, have created this project during our first semester in Media Architecture program at the Bauhaus University Weimar. We wanted to thank the organizers of Media Architecture Biennale for making it possible for all us students to make our ideas and visions visible, but also our professors and lecturers for mentoring us during the whole process. Lastly, I would like to extend my gratitude to the esteemed panel of judges for recognizing the value and impact of our project and awarding us today. We are really greatly honored. The main idea behind the Cabinets of Mischief is to, through gamification of playful paths across the city of Gotha, establish a closer connection, a empathetic connection between the visitor and the historic collection of Baroque, and in a way, connect the memories of the city to the memories of a person. To achieve this, we created 3 outdoor pavilions, 3 checkpoints of a game, which by using increasing levels of the technology and a scale of a module of a cube, slowly reveals one chosen object of the collection. The objectives that we followed throughout our whole design process were removing the boundaries or walls, creating a feeling of familiarity and maintaining the simplicity of the design and the game as to keep it completely inclusive. And I guess that would be all, but I want to thank you once more, all of you, and thank you for having us here today.
Wonderful, thank you. And we have a Student Award jury member, Jeff Schnabel, professor at Portland State University School of Architecture, to say a few words.
Hello. Well, as a jury, we really enjoyed this project very much, and on a number of levels. And I think the first level is that this project sought to really kind of break down the large institutional collection of objects and make them far more accessible, bring them out into the city, out in the community in a really rich way. And then the second level where the project was really successful is it didn't just stop there. It didn't just display artifacts. It facilitated the opportunities to engage with those artifacts, to manipulate those artifacts, and to really begin to have a personal relationship because of the interactive nature of these boxes. And we certainly see the value of this work extending beyond just the artifacts that they've identified, and see that this really has value to an urban strategy in a number of different ways. So congratulations on a very rich project to the Bauhaus team.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeff, and thank you to the Katarinas for a great project. Well done. Yeah, another one that I need to spend more time with and really get into and understand the complexities and the possibilities of what you've created here. Okay, on to our next category, spatial media art. These are projects produced at the intersection of architecture and media art. They add compelling layers of meaning to places to activate, challenge, and shape public spaces in innovative and artistic ways. The nominees for this category are Ghost Box, Life Sphere, and The Whole. And the winner of the spatial media art category is Ghost Box. Congratulations. Okay, so we'll let the video play for a bit, and I want to introduce the winner of this award, Chandas Cheshin, from the University of Applied Arts, Vienna, to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. First of all, I want to thank everyone who was involved in making the Media Architecture Biennale possible. And I'm really honored with the prize, and thanks again. So the Ghost Box is an audiovisual experience. And it's kind of like a recreating the double slit experiment in a large scale and in an interactive way, and give freedom to visitors as much as possible. So the whole process took 3 years with artistic research and scientific research. And this is a result of the 3 years long research in general. My main goal for the Ghost Box was to turn the whole space into an explorable audiovisual scape that visitors can explore at their will with minimal instructions, allowing them to become observers rather than obedient, like to create a otherworldly space. And actually, because of the nature of the lasers, the space itself, the work itself creates its own space. So like it depends on where do you it depends on where do you make your installation, and it creates its own space at the end, and it's like freely explorable. And again, thanks to everyone.
Thank you, Chandas, for that. I'd like to call on Juan Carvajal B., one of our Student Award chairs, who currently lives and works in Berlin at Fraunhofer Focus, to say a few words.
Yes, thank you, David, and congratulations again to Chagas for the award. I have to say this is one of the most competitive categories. Many people like to submit their projects in this category, so it's a very strong sign of, or very strong sign for your quality or the quality of your project. And what we really found interesting about Ghostbox was this idea of a soundscape that is shaped by the movements of your body when you are in the box. And besides that, it really shows that it has kind of a strong concept because you really shape this soundscape in a ghostly manner. When it's a pity that we don't hear the video, but I invite you, everybody, to go and visit the Student Awards website and watch the video, because the soundscape that they generate is really interesting and really gives you this ghostly atmosphere where you discover some shapes that are invisible, but they are audible. So that was, I think, the main reason for the award, and congratulations. And by the way, thank you to everybody that participated. We had very, very good projects this year.
Thank you for your nice words.
All right. Yes, thank you. Thank you both for that. And thanks, Juan, for noting, where you can see more about these projects. There's a few places. There's our Gather space where the projects are set up, sort of in a exhibition, a virtual exhibition. And then there's the MAB website, which has a Student Awards page with the nominees. And then there's the Student Awards Media Architecture website, which will be the site that sort of persists and contains all previous award nominees and winners as well. Okay, so moving on to the next category. Our next category is future trends and prototypes. So these projects shed light on what the future of media architecture might look like. They experiment with new technologies, production methods, or ideas. Projects in this category can be both actual projects or conceptual and speculative. So the nominees for this category are Aura, Melt, Remelt, and Speculative Hybrids. And the winner is Speculative Hybrids. Congratulations. All right, I'd like to call on Panayota Pulju, who is a machine learning specialist from Aalborg University, Copenhagen, to say a few words.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. I'm extremely honored to be part of the Media Architecture Biennale. In speculative hybrids, we employed machine learning algorithms to generate conceptual architectural forms with respect to site-specific regulations. We created an annotated dataset of single-family homes and then used it to train a 3D generative adversarial network that generated annotated point clouds complying with site constraints. Afterwards, we presented the framework to 23 practitioners of architecture in an attempt to understand whether this framework could be useful as a tool for early-stage design. Through this project, we make a threefold contribution. First, we share the annotated dataset of architecturally relevant 3D point clouds of single-family houses. Then we present and share the code of the framework and the results from training it. Finally, we discuss machine learning and creative work, including how practitioners feel about the emergence of these tools as mediators between incompleteness and precision in architectural design. I want to congratulate all the participants for their incredible work. The works I have seen that have been submitted, they are amazing. I'm grateful to everyone that helped in the realization of the Biennale. It's truly amazing. I want to thank my family and friends, and of course my supervisors, Anka Hobart from Aalborg University and George Palamas from Malmo University. As I also want to thank the human-centered AI cluster from Aalborg University that funded the project. As I have mentioned already, the project's code and dataset are publicly available, so feel free to use them in any way imagined. And if you have any questions, please just contact me. Thank you for this opportunity. All the best from Denmark.
Thank you, Panayota. And back to Juan Carvajal B to say a few words.
Yes, thanks, David. Again, one of my favorite categories, and I think it's always a very, very good project. The jury selected it because it's a pioneering approach, at least in the field of architecture. So we were very impressed by the use of this method, these generative adversarial networks, as a method to generate 3D point clouds and especially speculate a little bit on the future of architecture design. So we saw in this project a seed, at least, that could really change the design workflows of architects. And if I may, I will like to ask a question, Dave, if we have time, I don't know.
We have lots of time. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Perfect. So right now, many designers are concerned, and illustrators, people working kind of graphic tasks, are very concerned with the role of, for example, the image generators that are becoming increasingly popular. Do you see, or do you think that architects will face the same fate if this method becomes successful?
I mean, it depends on how you see technology. I guess the same will happen at some point, yes, but the field should evolve, and then we should find let's say, redirect or reform the notion of being an architect. We have to integrate these tools. I mean, they're there and they're happening. They're coming to help us. That's how I want to think of the tool myself. Does this answer to your question?
Yes, I was just curious to hear.
Yes.
Yeah, so anyhow, thank you very much. A great project, and congratulations again.
Thank you for your beautiful words.
Wonderful. Thank you both. And just to pick up on this question of the ever evolving and emerging set of tools that we can use to make media architecture, to analyze it. all of these things came up quite a bit in our explorations and prototype session earlier today, and I think will continue to be a theme throughout. And I think the theme that we have at the Biennale, our fourth theme, transmedial media architecture, really is thinking about that. How does architecture and different forms of media and emerging forms of media, including augmented reality and AI, how do we want to use these together, and to what ends? And I think that's something that we're continuing to see lots of great practical and theoretical and research work focusing on. So thank you for that. Okay, moving on to our next category, equitable and sustainable media architecture. So these projects reflect upon or address inequities and injustices related to society and/or climate. They consider aspects of environmental and/or social justice in their ideation, design, implementation, construction, or programming. The nominees for this category are Isochronic City, Losing Control, and Pure Power Daily Combat Strategy for Water Collect. And the winner is Isochronic City. Congratulations.
We are honored and humbled to receive this award from such an elite and esteemed group of panelists. As I speak on behalf of all my team members. The project is very close to our heart, and it could not have been done without the constant support of the tutors, team members, and family, to whom we express our deepest gratitude. Isochronic City is a project that not only addresses the physical aspects, but also the spatial characteristics, while creating a 15-minute neighborhood which is sustainable, inclusive, and accessible to all. I would also like to thank and express my gratitude towards Bartlett School of Architecture and our tutors, Mr. Roberto Bertazzi and Dr. Tassos Varudis, for providing us with such a great learning platform.
Wonderful, thank you. That was Prakriti Srimal and also Sonali Bordia, the winners for that category. So thank you. And you're from University College London. Wonderful. I'd like to get Jeff back on the call from Portland State University to say a few words.
And I'm happy to come back. Isochronic City is a lovely, I think, critique of top-down decision-making about how amenities are distributed in our cities. And instead uses the foundation of the 15-minute city model, but uses a really robust system of data collection and a related algorithm to distribute amenities in this kind of post-pandemic urbanity in a way where those amenities are needed and desired. And so what we see is it really matches the theme of the awards, in that it really does find an equitable way to distribute these important kind of spaces within the city to provide a new and rich version of that urban fabric. So it's a wonderful project, and we're very excited to support it as our winning choice. So congratulations to the team.
Thank you, Jeff. And yeah, we were really excited about this category, and we got some really great submissions for it. This is connected to probably the main theme of the event, which is equity and access. So really thinking about who's involved in the planning, production, and programming of our mediated environments, but at the same time, how are we using media and technology to visualize these spaces? And again, who's involved in the planning, production, and programming of those tools, the use of those tools, how to create different kinds of relationships that hopefully lead to more equitable and sustainable and accessible outcomes. So thank you. Moving on to our next category. Participatory media architecture and infrastructures. The nominees for this category are Digital Waves, Occupy Bus Stops, Have Your Place in Digital Public Space, and The Playscape, Interactive Furniture at TU Delft campus. And the winner of this category is Occupy Bus Stops. Congratulations. I'd like to call on Meral Shanturk from Yildiz Technical University to say a few words about the project and a few words of thanks.
Hi, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank the members of the jury for being deemed worthy of this award. And we really learned a lot from each of the top 3 projects presented here. And I want to congratulate them all. There is something very unique and appealing about the category's central theme because it seeks to engage with social and political life of the city and to enable students to participate in collaborative making with a particular stress on placemaking and placekeeping. Bearing this in mind, the present project encourages interactions between members of the community for the purpose of the management of urban infrastructures and shared resources. I would like to put some point here. When we are walking around the city, I'm sure that a good number of us have found ourselves unconsciously glancing at the billboards and advertisements that are displayed at the bus stops. And I'm sure you want to decide for yourself what you wanted to see. And in some cases, you probably thought to yourself, if I were the designer, I will do that or not. And this particular project refers to how untraceable both the conventional and digital public spaces merge to expand and contract while continuously excluding city residents. As you all know, the public spaces determine the level of personal experience and shape the degree of practice. And unfortunately, people not involved in the construction and production of these adaptable digital public environments. The structures, architecture, and hardware appear to be designed to accommodate receptive domains. Thus, citizens become increasingly passive each day. Occupy Bus Stops attempts to bridge the divide between individuals and digital public spaces. Our project seeks to invite and encourage participation in the design of fundamental organizational structures and environments. Also, it's our hope that the project will contribute to evaluation of personal consciousness and revisit alternative methods of fostering a social conscience in urban societies. Thank you very much again for the awards. And finally, I would like to thank my advisor, Ayça, and my valuable professors and lecturers in Interactive Media Design graduate program at Yildiz Technical University. Thank you.
Thank you, Meral. And so we have a Student Award jury member here to say a few words. Melissa Monjat from the award-winning art and design studio based in Montreal, Daily Tous les Jours. So Melissa, go for it.
Meral, okay, you can hear me. Meral, mega congrats. It's a wonderful addition to the keynote this morning we've had about civic, commercial, and cultural teams. Sherry Dobin was telling us about a dream of making commercial spaces more interactive and stimulating commercial screens more interactive and how we can stimulate exchanges. And your project is really about that. And bus stops are such an overlooked opportunity, a dead moment in our day that we wish to be as short as possible, and you're transforming it in a beautiful way. So I salute that you take this digital space and use game and art to give agency for anyone to transform it. What you're doing is building a culture of active citizens, and we need more of that in the world. So, voilà, bravo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Melissa, and thank you, Maral. And one thing I'll note, one of the toughest things about the Student Awards and our MAB Awards as well is putting these projects into a specific category. I think probably a lot of the nominees and people that submitted projects felt that way, because this project could easily go in the equitable and sustainable category as well, because it really is thinking about equity and access. And you may very well have submitted it for both. I think we had a limit of 2 categories per project. But I mean, that's just a testament to how nuanced these projects are, how complex they are, how they're hitting so many different marks that I think are really important for us to consider as designers, as artists, as architects that are working with media and public space. So thank you for that. This is a great example of that complexity. Okay, I think we're on to our last category, and that is transmedial media architecture. These projects engage and explore relationships between media architecture and broader forms of media and technology, such as social media, film, television, artificial intelligence, AR, and VR. They can explore aesthetic, technical, and social interplays amongst architecture and media as architecture in order to express and shape the ways we design and experience reality. All right, the nominees for this category are Alter II, Box Body, and Wrinkles. And the winner of this award is Wrinkles. Congratulations. All right. We don't have anyone from Wrinkles with us today that I know of, unless somebody joined late. Doesn't look like it. So we will accept this award on their behalf. We'll send them the video so that they can do whatever they want with it, put it up on TikTok or Instagram. But I'd like to give Melissa a chance again to say a few words about this project.
Thank you, Dave. This project really stood out by its poetic emphasis on the importance of observation in the creative process. Wrinkles uses technology as a companion to observe our environment beyond materiality and how it shapes our everyday life. It connects to the temporal and emotional side of architecture. There's a really beautiful video, beautifully presented, that I encourage everyone to watch. And ultimately, it's an alternative literacy tool that unlocks some sublime dimensions of our life. So voilà, congratulations to the team.
Thank you, Melissa. And yeah, you can get a sense of how poetic this film is to help them demonstrate the concept. So yeah, lots to explore, so many projects to check out, and lots of people to chat with. So I'll just take a second and say that after this, and we're going to be done a little bit early, we should all head over to Gather and have a chance to celebrate the winners and the nominees. Tanya, maybe you can share your screen for a second. I think I have to stop sharing so that you can share. Tanya will just show us Gather again for a second. So there she is in our Gather space. We've got volunteers there to help you out. There's little guides around to tell you what to do in the different spaces. There's different rooms for each of the categories, and all of the nominees are in those rooms, all of the nominees' projects. And you might even find some of the nominees and winners themselves hanging out there in a bit. Thank you, Tanya. Okay, I'm going to share my screen again. There we go. Okay, since we've got a bit of time, I said if we had time at the end of this session, I was going to thank a bunch of people. First, I want to thank our industry partners who have made all of this possible. So Cadillac Fairview, Daktronics, StrongLED, Moment Factory, AirUp, and ClearLED. Our media partners, Arc Daily, you might have seen a few articles by some of our executive committee members and keynotes over the last few weeks. We'll have a few more coming out over the coming weeks. And Azure. Our institutional partners, the Media Architecture Institute, that is kind of the through line between all of the biennales, the Creative School, where I work at Toronto Metropolitan University, the School of Design at George Brown College, the Bentway that we heard about yesterday and that we'll be visiting next week in person, Young Dundas Square, which will have some student works up on the big screens in the square, York University, which we're at right now in their Cinema and Media Arts program, the European Union, Bauhaus Universität Weimar, Public Art Lab, and the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada. So those are all of our partners. And then, of course, there's so many people that have gone into this Biennale. And so we have some of our industry chairs there. You've heard from some of them today. Cheryl was on earlier. We have our awards chairs. Our awards, MAB Awards, will be handed out next week. Our student exhibition awards chairs. So you heard from Juan and Michelle from the University of Toronto. And then I want to bring a few people up on stage with me here. We have, I'll wait till they step over all the gear that we have lined up. And I want to make this bigger. So I'm going to stop sharing so that we can see us. So please come on up. Oh, okay. Yep. All right, there we are. So to my right is Morgan Bailey Taylor from York University Cinema and Media Arts program. Next to Morgan is Taylor Reyes, same program, just graduated. And then to Taylor's right is Hector Centeno Garcia from York University, a professor in cinema and media arts, and has been supervising and helping to set up this project. So incredibly grateful for this amazing work. You've transformed this green expanse into our amazing virtual set. So thank you for that. Okay. All right. I've got a few other people to thank. So can we turn on the set again? Hector has the magic button there. Magic buttons. He has about 1,000 buttons on his screen. Okay. I'm going to share my screen again here. Okay. So that's the virtual production coordinators and staff. Of course, we have our executive committee, and you got to hear from May earlier introducing the keynote. Patricia was here, but by the end of the Biennale, you'll see and hear from all of these people. Our advisory board as well. We've had a few people already attend and participate. So we heard from Jeff, but again, thank you to all of the people involved in helping to shape the themes and helping to select the keynotes, to shape the award categories, to make connections to spaces like this to help us run the virtual awards. and conference. So thank you to everyone there. And a big crew of staff and volunteers, amazing graphic design from Alicia and Cindy, Tanya, who you've been seeing in the chat. And Tanya, you can turn your camera on for a second and say hello and everyone can see you. Tanya's been working diligently behind the scenes. There's Tanya there. I think you have to say something or else I'll take over.
Hello. It's great to be here and follow along with these great presentations and student projects as well.
All right. And Calvin, our exhibition coordinator, Bhavya, our communications coordinator, and lots of volunteers that have been helping to make everything run smoothly. There's more. We have our paper chairs, our workshop chairs, our publication chairs, our ACM publication chairs. So they'll be following up with all of the authors over the next few months to get things published in the digital library. And our explorations and prototypes chairs as well. So you've heard from a few of them today. And again, you'll get to meet and see all of these people by the end of the Biennale. And there are many hands that have been involved in making all of this happen. So I think that's it. That's it for the awards. That's it for this block of our online program. I wanted to thank you all for coming and thank you to all of the students and the jury members that joined us today. We're gonna get off of Zoom and we're gonna jump onto Gather and hope to continue some conversations there. Thanks, everyone.